rectification of errors, and now this is the time to do some practice. So in this module we will be discussing some scenarios, and please be attentive on it. The scenario 1 is about a trial balance that has been extracted and a suspense account is opened over there. One error relates to the misposting of, this is not Miss or Mr. posting, this is not posting, okay? So misposting of an amount of rupees 200 being discounts received from supplier. So we were not able to post this discount received of 200. So this was recorded on the wrong side of the discount account. Okay. So let's see how to work it out. So the thing is that instead of recording this in the credit side of the discount received, we debited the discount allowed account. Okay. Let me tell you like this, that correct entry was that creditors, the suppliers, were to be debited and discount received were to be credited. This was the correct accounting entry that was supposed to be done with this 200. Okay, so what's wrong we did? We did that creditors were correctly debited with 200, but misposting was that discount allowed was debited for this 200, so that there is nothing in the credit side. Okay, so in order to rectify this, the discount allowed which was wrongly debited needs to be credited. Okay, and the discount received which was not credited needs to be credited now. So by doing this, our issue is resolved. When the issue is resolved, the balancing effect is given to the suspense account. Got it? Well, so the next scenario is that Mithu recorded a payment from the bank of rupees 880 for repairs of company van. Correct entry was recorded in the bank account, but no other effect was recorded. Okay, so let's see how to rectify this issue. We have to now debit van repair account with 880 and suspense account 880. We know very well that its correct entry was van repair debit with 880 and bank was to be credited with 880. So what happened that bank was correctly credited with 880, but there was nothing in the debit. Okay, so since bank is correctly credited, so nothing to do with this bank, we just need to give debit to van repair account. Okay, after giving this debit to van repair with 880, our issue will be resolved. And we know very well that when all the issues of rectifying an entry are resolved, then the balancing effect is given to suspense account. Okay, so let's see another scenario, and in this scenario we will see that Daisy recorded an amount of rupees 3000 for rent. Both the rent account and the bank account were debited. Error is error. Okay, rent account is also debited and bank account is also debited. So now let's see what to do now. So the accounting entry for its rectification will be suspense account debit and bank account credit. with the double amount. You see why? Because the correct accounting entry was rent debit with 3,000 and bank was supposed to be credited with 3,000. So what happened? We passed, Mr. Daisy passed, in fact. Okay, you are good accountants. Okay, let's see what happened. So Mr. Daisy passed this accounting entry. Since, let's say, he is not an accountant, he is a very good lawyer. Okay, so he just did his accounting entry while paying rent. He debited the rent with 3,000, as well as Mr. Daisy also debited the bank account with 3,000. So no issues. When you, being expert accountant, will look into it, you will say, oh, there is an issue, and the issue is that bank account was supposed to be credited. So now you will credit bank account with 3,000 plus 3,000. Why double? Because one 3,000 will cancel this effect and the second 3,000 will give the original effect of credit to the bank account. That's why in the rectifying entry, bank account will be credited with 6,000, and when we are done with the rectification, the balancing effect is given to the suspense account, and that is 6,000 in the debit. Well, let's look into one more scenario, and I trust that all these scenarios are giving you a good level of confidence that now you are having a grip on this debit and credit thing. This is what I also claimed, that if you are having conceptual grip on this topic, rectification of errors, you are a good accountant. Okay, so please be attentive and learn all these things with very good concept. So in this scenario, Rosie paid 500 for office cleaning in cash. Okay, let's see what error was made. She made the following accounting entry in her books: trade payable debit and cleaning expense 500 credit. Okay, so let's see how to rectify this thing. So cleaning expense was supposed to be debited. The thing is that cleaning expense was 500. Okay, that was supposed to be debited. Instead, we debited trade payable account and we did not credit the cash account. Once again, if you look over here, what wrong entry was passed? Trade payable was debited and cleaning expense was credited. So first of all, pass the correct accounting entry. Okay, correct accounting entry is cleaning expense debit with 500 and cash was supposed to be credited with 500. What wrong you did? You debited the trade payable account. Okay, erroneously. This trade payable account was debited with 500 and this cleaning expense was credited. Cleaning expense was credited with 500. So now what to do? We had to debit this cleaning expense with 500, whereas we gave credit to it. So now one debit will be given to cancel this 500 and the second debit will be given to give this original effect. So in a way, cleaning expense will be debited with 1,000. The second thing, this trade payable was wrongly debited. Now give credit to this trade payable, which will cancel this debit effect. Okay, trade payable will be credited, and this cash was not credited. Okay, now we have to give credit to this cash account. So by doing this, we are done with this rectification, that cleaning expense should now be debited with 1000, trade payable should be credited with 500, and cash account will be credited with 500. So these were the few scenarios just to have a practice. So the important tips, the ITTRs in this module are: step 1, pass the correct original entry, as we did. Step 2, pass the wrong entry that was in fact made erroneously in the books of accounts. This is already appearing in the books of accounts. And now we have to bring this wrong entry equal to the correct entry which is in our mind by passing a rectifying entry. So the step 3 is to pass rectifying entry. And now this wrong entry and rectifying entry together will give the result which is equal to the correct accounting entry. All right. So take care of all these steps. Thank you very much.